Excuse me. I need to make a screen. I always say that. I think I'm gonna outsource somebody for that. I want to make an intro for the podcast too, but I want to get in that little bit later on. Post out all the links. Forgot my webcam's kind of dog shit. Let's post the link there. Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are all having a great day so far. Well, I guess great morning, because it's like early for me. It's not super early. It's 11, so I've been up for a bit now. Oh, I don't want to go there. Your channel. Click on that. Get the link. Shit. Boom. Alrighty, guys. Hope you guys are all having a great day so far. Welcome in. If you're coming in, welcome in. If you haven't, hit that like button. It'll be very much appreciated. We're going to be doing a little bit of franchise mode. I will add my webcam on to this bad boy, and we're going to be doing a little bit of franchise mode. We're going to have a good old time. I'm excited to play some HLM 25. I've actually been waiting to play the newest one, 25. Oh, whoops. I've been very much waiting to play 25 because I don't know. I think it's a great ass game. I think the things that he's done to add some pretty cool stuff into the game has been amazing. So, especially with the clauses and stuff, it's incredible. So, we're going to be doing the Minnesota Wild. I didn't do any vote or anything like that. I did record a few episodes for the Ottawa Senators franchise mode that'll be coming out probably this week. I'm going to be uploading those videos, so you'll be seeing that. I'll probably edit it today and upload the first episode on Monday, and then maybe upload another episode throughout the week. See if I have some time to record some more episodes next weekend. But I was like, you know what? Let's do a long stream tonight. I'll probably go for fucking an hour or two. Maybe 3. We'll see. Probably 2 hours. Probably be the max because I do want to play some Elden Ring later on as well. So, start this baby on up. So we got the Minnesota Wild, who this team has a, pretty big cap hit because they got Parise and Suter. Now this year is probably going to be their last of their biggest, or their last big cap hit year, which will be very good for us because after that, like, it's going to be pretty cheap from here on out. But this is a team that it's kind of a weird team, to be honest with you. It's a very, very weird team because they got a lot of great prospects, but they also got some players that, you know, they are aging. You know what I mean? You take a look at the core roster that we do have. We got Kaprizov, Eriksson Ek, and Matt Boldy, which is a pretty good top line. Pretty good top line. I don't think I have anything problems with that. And then Zuccarello, who's a little bit older, probably going to be, probably his last 2 years with the Minnesota Wild is my guess. I pretty much do want to keep Zook here. I love Zuccarello. I think he's been an amazing player for the Wild his entire career, and I love him. You also got Marco Rossi, who as well should be an amazing prospect for the future here for the Wild, so I'm really excited about him. That's definitely one guy I definitely want to focus on developing alongside of Matt Boldy. Guys that want to be Minnesota Wild players. And I think that's the biggest thing that we've seen so far from the Minnesota Wild is focusing on kind of American-born players, you know what I mean? Maybe getting some guys that are a little bit more European because they're a little bit easier to, like, oh, you can make this place your home, basically, right? Or Russians. I think our biggest focus is, for sure, focusing on, you know, like American-born players, especially players that are closer to here, so they want to stay here in Minnesota. So I think that's going to be our big focus. We'll take a look at our prospects here in a quick second. But we do have a very old core roster, and I think our biggest focus is, of course, drafting, like the Minnesota Wild has been very focused on over the last little bit, is drafting. Even defensively, we're starting to see a decline in a lot of our defense core as well, so I think that's something that we got to worry about. And then our goaltending and Philip Gustin and Marc-Andre Fleury. But to be honest with you, yeah, we really don't got to worry about goaltending with Jesper Wallstedt coming up the pipeline. You really don't got to worry about too much. So we can take a look at the depth chart here for your Minnesota Wild. Up the wing, you got, of course, Matt Boldy, who's your big top prospect alongside Rossi. But these guys have been in the NHL for a few years, so they're not really prospects. You got the big Liam Ogren, who they select at 19th overall. Pretty good little prospect, medium top 6. You do got your Toporski, nothing really else up the wing. You do got Jacob Loki, who we picked up from Boston. Everything else, you do got this Russian guy, Merit, two-way guy, top 9. I think he's going to be pretty good as well. We'll see how well he develops, especially with that high top 9. I think he could probably be a very formidable depth guy. Riley Hayt, who they got another playmaker center, which would be nice for some depth in the future. They also got Charlie Schrammel, which they just got in the first round in 2023, so just last year. Power forward up the center wing, which will also be a great compliment. And then Kumppalainen as well, another power forward. So some nice depth up the wing that should be nice for future prospects. Ryder Ritchie, which they just got in this past draft, which I think will also be a nice little player. He's from Calgary, Alberta, which is pretty close to Minnesota. Yurvai, who also I'm pretty excited about. Two-way guy, could bring a pretty good defensive game. I think, if anything, our biggest focus right now should be probably, I mean, Kaprizov, another goal scorer would be nice to add to this kind of core. You know what I mean? Like a secondary goal scorer that would help the team out. Like Matt Boldy's going to be a good goal scorer, no doubt. He's going to give you 30 goals, but consistently, we want a good goal scoring guy. The guy that they just got in this past draft was Zeev Boom. They didn't make the playoffs the past year. If I am correct on that, I don't think they made it to the playoffs in the past, last year at least. Come on, type for fuck's sakes. We'll go look at reference, because I don't think they've done like tremendous over the last little bit. So that was the year they didn't make it to the playoffs. Yeah, that was with Dean Evanson, and then they fired a John Hines. And then the year before that, they just, yeah. So they didn't have the greatest year last year. And so we got Zeev Boom, which I do like. I think that's going to be an amazing defenseman for the future here for the Minnesota Wild, an offensive defenseman, especially with Brock Faber, who's a very, very good defenseman who we're going to improve to be a really good defenseman. You also got Ryan O'Rourke, two-way guy they got in the second round. They also got Carson Lambos, which I think will be another great prospect, medium top 4, two-way defenseman. Who else do they got? They got Jack Pert, who I think will be pretty good as well. Healy, and then Kiwi Harvey they just got in this past draft, which I think will be a pretty big steal as well. Don't know about in the game, but prospect-wise, we're very, very good. And that's the thing I want to continue to support. I want to continue to add more to it. Like, I think a future goal scorer would be a great pickup, or even not even just that. We could take a look at maybe adding a defenseman up the right side for the future as well. We got a lot to add, especially with this team kind of aging out on some of their players. We definitely got to look at potentially adding some future players that'll help with the core. Team standings wise, we'll take a look at our picks for the upcoming few seasons. So we still have all our firsts, seconds. We don't have very much for our third, fifth, and seventh. We also don't own our fourth. We have the Leafs fourth. So I think for now, I think we just kind of go with what we can with the season, see how things kind of go. We'll focus in on developing our players and making sure they develop nicely. See where the team will end up. I don't think we try to force ourselves into picking anybody up. I mean, we can totally go and throw a fucking qualifying offer, but we really don't got the money right now. So I think we stay patient with what we got with the Minnesota Wild. That's pretty much the overview. Let's jump past the preseason here. We do got the World Cup, but we got Rossi, Zuccarello, Kaprizov, and Joel Eriksson Ek in for the World Cup, so we'll see who wins that. I just really don't do very much for that. I usually never do very much scouting. I've never really done it in any of the games. I'll do the development and stuff like that, but everything else, I'm like, yeah. I'll just let that automatically. So Sweden wins the World Cup. So Joel Eriksson Ek gets a World Cup championship. Zuccarello with 9 points in 5 games. Kaprizov did really good with the Russian team. I don't think Australia even played in the main group. I think it was Div 2s. But still, pretty good on a losing team for Marco Rossi and Kevin Fiala, the MVP for the Swiss team. So Sweden, Russia, and Finland. Canada was just not doing very good, man. They were getting their asses whooped. So, let's jump into her. Can't really claim anybody. It's not like we have a whole lot of cap to really claim anybody, so we're just going to kind of let things kind of go. And then we'll make our moves here. So, I think, yeah, Laku, I don't know how to say his name, and Devon Shore will keep up. For our depth, everyone else will send down to the minors. Don't need to keep anybody. Hunt and Kupalainen are going to probably go off to the CHL. We'll come back and edit the lineups here in just a second. I just want to get the lineups kind of going here for the AHL team. I do want to play some of our prospects. I think that's just going to be very crucial. So height, we'll keep him locked in the lineup. We're going to try to do our best with keeping players in the lineup. It's always a hard thing for me to keep an eye on, but we will try our due diligence to make sure we do edit these lines and make sure that we do keep some of the guys in the lineup. So there we go. That's the AHL for us. Now the NHL. So this upcoming season, I think what we go with... Why is it on lock? I don't want it on lock right now. There we go. I want Zuccarello with Joel Eriksson Ek and Kaprizov. I think that'll be a pretty strong first line. We could throw a Marco Rossi up there instead and do like Boldy, Rossi, Hartman. Throw Foligno down here. We could do... Because I like Marcus Foligno. I think he's an amazing player here for the Minnesota Wild. But I think giving him more, depth time... Fucking Jesus Christ, something happened with his ice time there. But give him some third line minutes. I think upgrading Rossi up to the second line this year because he was, 12 seconds? Probably 12 minutes is probably what it was. So third line time for Marco Rossi. And then we could have a nice depth because I think we go pure goal scoring. We need a lot of offense from Kaprizov, Eriksson Ek, and Zuccarello. We could even throw Rossi up there if we want to in the future, but I think we keep Rossi so we can maybe get some production out of Boldy. Hartman, I'm hoping he could give us some production as well this upcoming season. Man, really cheap contract for Hartman, man. That's awesome. It's a pretty nice contract for... I mean, Marcus Foligno is because like fucking 2 years down the road, that contract's going to be pretty abysmal. But if we could get some good defensive play from Marcus Foligno, I won't be complaining too much. So we'll lock all those guys in. We'll do Travis Boyd, Marcus Johansson, Trennan, Goudreau, Reese Johnson. That sounds good to me. And then we could do Brodeen, Faber, Spurgeon, Middleton, Morel, and Bogosian, sure. And yeah, we'll do 50-50 between Gustafsson and Fleury to start the season. We'll jump into that first game of the season, and we are not trading away Trennan, and we'll get into the training for what we want to do for our prospects. Now, usually goaltending takes forever to try to train them, so I usually don't touch with goaltenders too much. Probably could. I mean, that would probably help out Jesper Wallstedt develop a lot quicker, which wouldn't be a bad idea. We got to pay him too next year. Oh, Jesus. Maybe that's something we even just throw a contract on him now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Give me that. 3 years at that fucking cap hit. Yeah, give me that. Give me that. I would rather do that to get him locked up before he costs me like a fortune. But we need to get into player development. So I with the head of player development with Aaron. Oh, wow, that's really good. 16. Communicator. Which I think, what does that develop right now, right? Increases attributes by 1.25. I think we definitely want to get Prime. Accelerates player development by 10%. Reduces the cost. Okay. I haven't really played very much of those abilities, but I definitely want to play around with it a lot more here in 25. Because I didn't know very much about it until, like, I got 25. I'm like, oh, what the hell is this? I really didn't look into it very much. I thought it just automatically did its own thing. But, no, you could pay a lot of that stuff. So, you're on let's get him developing defensive awareness a little bit better, because he's a two-way guy. So we can get him developing a little bit better on that. Could do Ryan O'Rourke, Carson Lambos, Z Boom. I think would be nice. Just get him going offensively, going more. So passing, and then we can do. I was thinking even just doing Faber, and we could develop his defensive awareness a little bit more. John Hines, you can do Matt Boldy, and we can get that shot up a little bit more. Oh my God, it's gonna take forever for him. Could take a look at, man, we don't have a whole lot of prospects up in the main course. You can't even be like, okay, let's do this guy, let's do this guy. It's really only a few players. Maybe we instead of Faber with header player department, we'll just put the rest as auto for right now. I like the rest anyways on these habitudes, so. Marco Rossi hitting-wise? I don't want to do hitting-wise for Rossi. I'd rather do something else for Rossi. It's because it's the quickest one. Let's do defensive awareness then. Wouldn't be a bad idea. So, let's get into the first game of the season. We might as well do real-time simulation for this one. Forgot to do that in the last one, but it is what it is. See how well oh my God, Bedard. We got to deal with Bedard in the future years too here, man. Like, Chicago's going to be a real pain in the ass, but Brock Faber gets us a goal to start off the season. First goal as me being general manager here in Minnesota. So Brock Faber puts up the first one, and then Kaprizov gets one for the Wild as well. Here almost midway through the second, we did get a power play, but it gets killed off. I actually wouldn't mind trying to go for something this year. I mean, we don't got really a whole lot of cap space, but, man, going into the next year, we got a lot of cap space. Like, we could do a whole lot of action if we really wanted to, and oh, my Lord. What a game here. Baldy gets one. Eriksson Ek gets another one, but then Korchinski and Bertuzzi make it close. But then Zuccarello adds another one for the Minnesota Wild, puts us up 6-3. As 5-point night for Kaprizov. What a showcase from Kirill. The real deal Kaprizov, baby. I think it's Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov. No, that's Phil the Thrill. I can't remember Kaprizov's nickname. Fuck me. Whatever. Let's go. Jasper Wallstedt-Stein's extension. We're going to see a lot of waivers. But I do want to keep him in. 4-3-3 to start off the season here for the Minnesota Wild. We're not going to really be able to look at much, but we do have a wild card spot. I don't think really there's any lineup changes that we need to make. Zuccarello's leading the league in points with Kaprizov. So, hey, we were saying that line needs to produce a lot of points. And guess what they're doing? They're producing a lot of points. And then even at Bali producing pretty good with Rossi. The depth is going to be the depth. That's going to be the whole thing with our depth squad is they're not going to get us a whole lot of goals. But they're going to be playing very well defensively is exactly what we need them to do. And defensively, Faber and Brodin are eh. We'll continue to go and see how things kind of go. Goaltending has been kind of abysmal, though, to say the least. Grosenick is out with an injury. That's a major one, too, so. We're actually playing not that bad here in Minnesota. Fuck me. Getting some wins. Okay. So 8-5-4. We are a good quarter of the way through the season now. We're still in a good wildcard spot, 20 points in. We're actually tied with the Dallas Stars, but they take the spot ahead of us. PK isn't looking that great. So you got Zuccarello, Kaprizov, Hartman. Erickson, Matt Boldy, Rossi. The depth is struggling hardcore, man. We'll have to change some of that up a little bit, but the top six is incredible. Like, they are playing pretty damn good, especially Zuccarello and Kaprizov. They are just a killer combo right now for us. And then defensively, we'll change up Bogosian and Morel because they're struggling a little bit. And goaltending, we're just not able to get anything goaltending-wise. Maybe we give a little more games to Guffson or something. See if they can get a little bit hotter. I think what we do is we could call up Trennan up there. Do Trennan, Johansson, and Foligno together. And then we can do defensively. Let's just throw Milton up with Faber, Brody with Spurgeon. Try to get a little bit of something going. I mean, we're still doing not bad, but we could do a little bit better, I believe. And then Hartman's out with head injury for 2 weeks. So, I think we just bump up Foligno. Bump up Foligno, and then we could play Goudreau as the center. Well, Trennan actually was playing there, so we could do Trennan, but we could do Boyd there, and do it like that. All right, well, let's continue. Continue on going. 14-5-5, and we're in the top of the, Central Division, which that is nuts. So we are playing quite well here right now. 14-5-5 for Minnesota. Huh. That top line is insane. Like, Kaprizov and Zuccarello, they are just a combination and just sparked, and they are playing incredible. And not even just that, you got Baldy and Rossi playing really well together. Like, look at Baldy go. 15 goals on the season. He leads the league in goals. Let me actually, hang on. I got to make my pick in fantasy. I'm in this fantasy league, and this fantasy league is so goddamn slow, it's unbelievable. Like, I have to wait, like, a whole month before I'm able to make my pick. Because the picks are, like, so long. Josh Norris actually wouldn't be that bad if he could stay healthy. I do need more defensemen, though, before the good defensemen get picked up. Gustav Forsland's always a good pickup. I think I might do that. Either that or Brent Burns, but I already have one Carolina player, so let's do Gustav Forsland. It's funny, I'm picking up like all Eastern Conference players. I think I have one West Coast player on my fantasy team. Okay. Yeah, so that's incredible. Goaltending wise, Guffson's actually playing a lot better since we're giving him a little bit more games. Faber doing really well. All right, we're starting to catch a flame here, so let's continue. Let's continue on going. Whoa, how's Marcus Foligno doing up there on that? Ooh, we might have to keep Marcus Foligno there, honestly. Like, we might have to keep him there. Like, if he's playing that goddamn good, like, I'm sorry, we got to keep him there then, man. Ryan Hartman gets demoted. I mean, he was playing really good with that line, too, but Marcus Foligno was just going with those guys. We were winning some pretty good games, so if we're winning games, we might as well go with what's winning, you know what I mean? So, Carson Lambos, we'll pick something out. Yeah, we could do almost Lambos again, or even Graham Clark is almost ready, so we could even throw a little bit of development on him. Get his defensive awareness up, or even change his player type to something else we could. We could do like a sniper, because he's not really a fucking two-way guy. I mean, you take a look at his defensive awareness compared to his offensive awareness. I wouldn't mind doing that. And we could get like a depth sniper out of Graham Clark or something, you know what I mean? That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Hunter Heights, we could just throw it right back on. He's almost ready to go too, eh? We could get him going defensive awareness-wise. Okay. So 16-8-6, we're dropping a little bit in the standings. We lost the last 4 games. We lost almost five in a row there, but we did get a win against Vegas, so that kind of caught us back up. Not really. And then a month injury there for Ryan Hartman, so he's out with another injury, which is incredible. Again, he's out of the lineup. Marcus Foligno's doing quite well on that second line. Like, look at him. 10 points in the last 5 games, a plus 11. Like, he's been nutty with Matt Boldy. Like, Matt Boldy's just been incredible. Like, he has really been the superstar of this team with Rossi. Like, they are having, like, an incredible fucking season, man. This is an incredible season from Rossi and them. Like, they are jumping up massively, too. Like, that's exactly what we needed. You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what we need to be shown. So, let's keep her going. No hurry in keeping it going. So Riley Height, Aaron Kiviarvi, Satafiu Finns, and Zeev Boom all made it to the World Juniors. A weak injury there for Zuccarello, so he's out of the lineup now too. God damn. Okay, so we'll throw Johansson up to the top line. And then, yeah, do that, I guess. You could even just do Goudreau up to the top. So good thing we got some depth, because that's helping us out a lot right now. So Marcus Johansson up with Baldy. So Daniel Uravive, whatever the hell his name is. We did a little bit of his defensive awareness, which you could do again, or we could get some hitting or shot block, and that'll improve him a little bit defensively. Pavel Novak has been one of the guys that have been the most improved. We had Lorenz jump up a little bit. Graham Clark's up in an 80 overall. So we got some players that are developing quite nicely right now for the team that might even be able to make an appearance next year in the lineup. So we are losing some games. So that is kind of my concern here, is we are starting to lose some traction here. We're 4-6-0, but you got, you know, Dallas 3-5-2. You got Winnipeg, who's been catching a flame right now, 7-3, even though they lost our last two. You got Utah, who's 5-5. You got Nashville even up there. Like, you got a lot of teams that are going to start catching up, and our differential's been kind of changing. So let's take a look at what needs to change. We did get Matt Zuccarello back in lineup, but they've been kind of slowing down compared to Matt Baldy, who's just been on fucking fire so far with Joel Eriksson-Ek. Well, with Marco Rossi. Foligno's doing really good with that lineup. Depth-wise, we're not getting too bad of an appearance from Ryan Hartman, but he keeps getting injured, so he's out of the lineup for the next little bit still. Goaltending-wise, Gustafson's been playing good. Fleury has not, so maybe we turn down Fleury a little bit more and more focus on Gustafson here in the next few games. Maybe we could just, though, we don't have Hartman in the lineup right now. Don't really want to change up with what we got going on with Baldy and Rossi, so we'll just keep on going with what we got right now. See if we can maybe change or make things a little different. Oh, guys are really developing, eh? Fuck. Alright, we'll just develop more of your passing. A lot of games here between the All-Star break and the end of the month. So Marcus Foligno out with a fractured foot now. Injuries upon injuries, my man. Holy shit. So Travis Boyd will get his chance up there, I guess. Because we really don't got very much else to try. So we'll do Boyd up there with them. Usually we've been doing 2-way or power forward. So Kaplan and Z Boom. Like, oh my god. All these guys are playing incredible. LL. Another loss. Okay, whoa. Get Harmon up there, for fuck's sakes. What's going on there, Baldy? Baldy's still producing a lot. How's Kaprizov doing up on the top line? I mean, he's still producing good, but they're not as hot as kind of what we want them to be. That's why I'm almost thinking we got to change it up a little bit. Maybe do that instead. It's going to just be a pure offensive line, and we're not going to be able to see very much from second line, potentially, goal scoring wise. I'm hoping Hartman could step up a little bit more goal scoring wise. We'll see how that lineup can do. Well, we got to change up a little bit of something. How's Middleton doing with Brock Faber? Yeah, they're playing pretty well defensively. I don't know how well Morel and them are doing still. Probably, yeah, they're still not the greatest. Still not the greatest depth-wise for defensively, but let's see if we can change things around with throwing Baldy up to the top line, and we are just continuing to take some big losses right now. As we had a great spot. We had a great spot in the standings. And now we're really starting to lose control of what we did have. Working on some passing. Because right now, where are we sitting at? We're sitting at the top of the wild card. But you take a look at who's after us. You got Utah. You got Vegas. You got all these teams that have been winning consistently compared to us, where we've been at this like 3-6 in the last 10 for a little while now. Even that change-up of the lineup was not working very well. So, I don't know. Maybe we could try Hartman up on that top line instead. Eriksson Ek. Play more down the middle. Do Travis Boyd there. Hopefully Foligno will come back here soon, because my God, we need him. We need him. Try Ryan Hartman up on that top line, see if we could get something going here. Yeah, we're not able to really change up a whole lot right now, to say the least. Yeah, Malgren. Come on, give me some wins. Big win against the Islanders. Big win. Okay. Stop sending me trades I don't want to do, because, yeah. Like, what's the problem with the give Jennings call? Oh, that's why. 3 years at 4 years at 3.5. Holy jamoly. At an 82 overall, it's not the greatest contract in the world. I actually forgot to take a look at contracts. We do have a lot of no movements, eh? Kaprizov has one, Zuccarello has one, Eriksson Ek has one, Brodin, Hartman, Fleury, Foligno has one. Oh, jam, man. Fucking A. At least Trenton doesn't have one, so we could always just get rid of his contract whenever we need to, but I'm not too concerned about that right now. So team standings, up at the deadline, we are in a wild card spot. Just in there. Now, the question is do we want to... Oh, I got a fucking bug in my motherfucking basement. I didn't get him. Now, the question is do we want to try to make this team a little bit better, or do we want to kind of trade away some of the contracts and try to pick up some younger players? Because, I mean, right now, I don't think there's very much players to trade away, but for Marcus Johansson and maybe Travis Boyd would be a guy that we could trade away. Could be a team's pickup. I mean, we're getting Marcus Foligno back in the lineup, and we could call up some people, right? We could call up Graham Clark, I think is the only guy that we could call up right now. Maybe even Marc-Andre Fleury, because we could just play Jesper Wallstedt as the backup. Because we're probably not going to be keeping Fleury after this year. We'd love to. I love Marc-Andre Fleury, but he's kind of washed up and has not been very good compared to what we've been seeing from Philip Gustafsson this year. I mean, Fleury's been turning it around a little bit, but he hasn't been the most amazing goalie for us. So I think I don't know, man. I like what we got going. We've been getting some great production from Bolly. Kaprizov has kind of slowed down. Hartman, I don't think he's been all right up on that top line. But what we got from the beginning of the season is not what we've been getting from the tail end of the season here. And I mean, we've been getting a lot of injuries too, right? You lose Foligno and Hartman for a good bulk of the season, and then your depth guys just don't really jump up to the plate. Like Travis Boyd has been doing all right. He's actually been pretty hot near the end. We probably could just get some picks from Johansson and Boyd and try to pick up some replacement players. But Graham Clark can replace Travis Boyd, right? And in Johansson, we can maybe try to find some playmaker that we can replace him with. That's young. And if you take a look at what we got here available, what's the negative value? Nothing really but Buchnevich, but that's a big fucking extension, so. Would want it to be like a cheap playmaker. Be like a Ryan Johansson. Or even a prospect that we could potentially get from Train Johansson. Oh, there's only like a few trades that are available. Cause does he have a modified no trade clause? No, just a no trade clause. Yeah, we're not even really going to get very much from him. Maybe we just do that one trade, and that would be Travis Boyd. Can we get anything special from Travis Boyd? Second. Samuel Girard, who's out basically for the entire season. Would he jump back up? That's kind of the issue. And then Fleury. Fleury would probably almost give you nothing. But a third. I wouldn't mind trading away Fleury, though. So let's get in the deadline. Let's make some small little deals. Urho Vakanainen, eh? For Jakob Trenin. We trade away 2 seconds just to get 2/3. Ah, no. Patrick Kane. For how much? A future, like a very much a future second. Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, man. Patrick Kane, Minnesota, man. No defense, but pure offense and throw him up on that top line. Then we could easily trade away Johansson and still get a second-round pick back. So it'd be basically Johansson for Patrick Kane. And this is like a future, like, second-round pick. Which I wouldn't mind trading away. That's only 1 second round. Yeah, you know what? Let's take it. We'll pick up Patrick Kane. That adds a big piece to the team, man. That really does. That's a great start to the deadline. Okay. So now we know. Excuse me. My bad. Now we know what we need to do. So the one guy that I do want to trade away is Johansson. We get a third. So not exactly what we wanted to do, but we still get a third. So I can't complain. And then Travis Boyd. Travis Boyd, we could at least get a second-round pick out of it. So, second-round pick from Tampa Bay? Sure. And then goaltending-wise, Fleury, because we're going to play Jesper Wallstedt instead. So, yeah, Tampa Bay, sure. There we go. So, those are the 3 big moves I wanted to make. Get rid of Fleury. So, then we could use Jesper Wallstedt up on the main roster. So we could hit best lines on that. It sucks to actually Grossman because like basically out for his entire career, basically. That's crazy. That sucks. So we'll head back to this. Now we got Patrick Kane, so we can do him up on the top line. We can do Zook, Rossi, and Baldy. Depth-wise, we could do Trenton, Eriksson, and then once Foligno comes back in there, we could put him there. Probably just throw Reese Johnson up there. Do that for now. So, yeah, I think that's really all I wanted to do for moves. Because we got Kane. I mean, the team is, like, basically we're at the same point. A little bit worse. We're waiting on Foligno to come back in the lineup. But until he comes back in the lineup, that's what we're kind of waiting on. I don't think there's anything that's great for prospects, but A2 Ratu. But, I mean, that's going to cost us a decent little bit just to get him. So, that wouldn't really be anything worth it. And a lot of these guys we would have to trade players for. I don't really think maybe like a defenseman, but even then, like we got defensemen, they might age pretty quick. But I think for right now, I think that's the only moves we do. We pick up Patrick Kane and we trade away some players to improve our pick selection a little bit more. Because now this year we got 1 first, we got 2 seconds, a third, fourth, and a sixth. And then next year, you go into the next year, you got a first, second, 3 thirds. 2 fours, 2 fifths, 2 sixths. Like, next draft is going to be a lot of stuff that we do have. So, and this will hopefully revitalize that top line a little bit more. I think the move that we made is pretty good. I like it. I like Patrick Kane. I think Patrick Kane will be pretty good here in Mini. I don't know if we're really going to keep him after that, but keep him for this year, see how things go, and then fucking go from there. You know what I mean? See if we could do a little bit of something here with Minnesota. See if we could go all in or something, you know what I mean? But we got to start winning some games, that's for sure. So loss against St. Louis, and then we lose against the Kings, which is not a team we wanted to lose against because they're surging towards us as well. But good thing the Vegas Golden Knights, they did fall off. So now we're really just worrying about Utah, LA, Nashville is what we are worrying about. We are really going to have to just lock in that wild card spot. That's what we're really going to have to lock in on. So Dallas, Nashville, Winnipeg. Holy crow. 3 big games that we... Oh, and we get Marcus Foligno back in the lineup. That is huge, dude. Huge. So I want to keep Kane up on the top line because he's doing pretty good. So keep him up there. What we're also going to do is throw Joel Eriksson back up on the top line. Because that's what I'm thinking. And then do Trent Hartman and Foligno. I think, I mean, Zook, how's Zook doing up on that? Yeah, let's go back to what was working with Foligno with Rossi. And then we'll do Zook with Hartman and Trennan. And then we could do Middleton, Faber, Brodin. Okay. And then we'll give more games to Guffson. Did Jesper Wallstedt play anything? No, he has not played anything yet. Which we're mostly going to rely on Guffson, but we'll see how that kind of goes. Loss against the Dallas Stars. Yeah, those things are not looking good for us right now. Things are not looking very good for us right now, man. We are kind of struggling to do anything right now. Although Kane may be there. We had a big game here against the Jets. Big win against the Jets, and then a big loss against the Penguins. Holy shit, man. We are just gone cold at the worst possible time to go cold at. Like, and then you have Nashville, who has 4 wins in a row. Like, there's not much you could do against a red-hot team. We got 2 games against the Ducks, so hopefully 2 wins against the Ducks. So we do get 2 big wins, but Nashville's also continuing to win. Nashville or Washington, we get another big win against Washington. I really don't care for the training right now. We'll still whatever on. In Dallas, we lose. Dallas, we lose. So, fuck, it's all chilly down here. Throw up the hood. Hood gang. 9-1. 7 wins in a row for Nashville. We are just like, we should have just kept that fucking spot solid a while ago. But no, we had to go really cold. And now we got to try to race against the Nashville Predators, who continue to win more games than what we're doing. How's Kaner doing? Kaner is on fire with that. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? I don't know. Baldy and Rossi is like a cheat code right now, but we're just not able to even do anything. Like, we're getting a lot of points, but man, we are not able to even play defense. Utah, we just keep on losing. We just keep on losing. Now Utah even jumped over us. So Utah is in that pretty close spot, and we got like 4 more games left. We would have to win every single game and hope that Nashville lose every single game just for us to even hope, even hope for a playoff spot. We don't get it. Unfortunately, we fell out hard near the end of the season. We crashed hardcore. As the Minnesota Wild missed the playoffs by just a few points once again. Which, you know, that's fucking is what it is, man. Fucking when you play like shit, that's what you're going to kind of get for Minnesota. We tried to improve the team with Kane, and I think Kane was pretty good. Like, he played very good for the Minnesota Wild. Just was not enough. Was not enough. Colorado, Seattle, Winnipeg, Dallas, Nashville all make it to the playoffs. I just think it's almost very realistic with what will happen. Edmonton, Vancouver, Seattle. Somehow with that -10, they make it in. That's crazy. We just didn't really keep the goal out of our net near the end of the season. We were actually doing really well at that, and then we just kind of, I don't know, our goaltending kind of just screwed it all up. And there's the Buffalo finally made it in after years of a drought. Because I think Philip Gustin, he just went cold near the end of the season. Like, that was just the worst way to end the season off with Philip Gustin. Maybe even keeping Fleury was a better idea, but Faber did pretty good, 62 points. Another big year for our boy Brock Faber. Second year in, Spurgeon, Brodin, Middleton, Merle Bogosian, and then Boldy with 97 points on the season. I was saying, oh, we need another goal scorer. And Matt Boldy just goes out there and throws up a 50-goal season for the Minnesota Wild. That is utterly fucking insane, man. That's nuts. That is absolutely... Oh, I'm just trying to get comfortable here. That's why I kind of hate playing on a fucking desk all the time. Can't really fucking snuggle yourself on a small little chair. But Boldy had an insane level season. Yeah, Kaprizov, who had a great season, 90 points. Not like his other seasons, but still a great season for Kaprizov. You had, who else we got here? Zuccarello, Rossi, with an insane level season offensively. Like, even defensively, those lines didn't even do that bad. Kaner had 29 points in 17 games with us. Like, he was an insane level pickup. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, I think defensively was kind of a defect, but our depth wasn't the greatest thing in the world. Like, I don't know. And goaltending. I think goaltending kind of screwed us over there. But let's get on through and start up the playoffs. We'll see who's going to win the 2025 year. So we got Carolina. Oh, well, actually, we'll take a look at the bracket. We got Edmonton, Dallas, Vancouver, Seattle, Colorado, Nashville, St. Louis, Winnipeg. In the East, we got Boston, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Florida, New Jersey, New York, Buffalo, and Carolina. Will be interesting to see. I'm just going to sim, especially in the first few rounds. We're just going to sim because it's going to take forever. Should be almost the... Yeah, we are basically there at the end in the first round. Finish up the last few games, and that's done. So Edmonton beat Dallas. Vancouver's advancing, so we got Edmonton, Vancouver once again in the second round. We got Colorado, Winnipeg going up against each other. That's always a good matchup. We got Buffalo, New Jersey, as Buffalo beat Carolina, and New Jersey beats New York, Florida, and Boston. So that'll be interesting. Let's see who advances on to the next series. Ooh. We got Colorado, Edmonton, Florida, and New Jersey, man. Oh, my God. Look at the series that we're getting right now. We might even get a rematch between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. That would be insane. Colorado, though, going up 2-0 against Edmonton. Edmonton trying to claw themselves back in. They do Florida. Can they make it? They do. Colorado, they do. So it's Colorado, Florida for your 2025 Stanley Cup Finals. Colorado just continues to terrorize the Edmonton Oilers. And your Colorado Avalanche are your 2025 Stanley Cup champions. Look at that. That is awesome. So Colorado, your Stanley Cup champions once again. They won it back in 2022, and they do it again. So we'll take a look at the awards. We'll review some of the finalists. So we got Hart Memorial. So we got Nate McKinnon up there with 141, Connor McDavid with 125 points, and then Leon Draisaitl getting 118. I don't know why the faces are not showing, but Nate McKinnon gets the Hart at 141 points. What's another trophy that is always cool to kind of show? I think your best defenseman will do that, James Norris. So you got Adam Fox. You got Cale Makar, who had an insane level season. And you got Jacob Slavin as well. Probably Cale Makar. Probably Cale Makar, who was insane level defensively for the Colorado Avalanche. I think everyone else will just kind of reveal all. Florida, 3 years in a row. They only won one cup. That's incredible. They lost 2 times. They've been in the Stanley Cup Finals 3 times in a row. Nate McKinnon, Mikko Rantanen gets the Adam Oates Trophy. Cale Makar as well gets the Paul Coffey, which is crazy. Frank J. Selke goes to McDavid. Hellebuck wins the Vezina again. And Drew Bannister with the Jack Adams there. And then Hall of Fame will be cool to show because you get to see all the classes of each and every season, which I think is always super fucking cool. Super cool. Okay. Alright. So let's get to retirement screen. So Marc-Andre Fleury, he retires. Alex Goligoski also retires. You got Giordano. Brian Marchand also retires this year at a pretty young age at 37. So he dips the NHL. Now let's get off to the draft lottery. So this will be a big one for us because we do have the 13th overall selection. I'm hoping we could fucking jump up. That'd be insane. I'm hoping we could jump up because the max we could jump up is 10. So that'd be the 3rd overall pick, which would be insane, but I don't think we're going to be able to. Yeah. 13th overall. So we'll still get a pretty good, decent pick. Detroit in Vegas. Vegas with the first. Oh, no, that's Ottawa's pick, right? Or Ottawa owns that pick. But I think it gets skipped because it's top 5 protected or something. So let's take a look at our prospect-wise again. Ugrin. Like I was saying, a goal scorer for the future wouldn't probably be a bad idea, but I'm thinking even like a big-time defenseman to add with Faber or something. I think either defenseman or goal scorer or just more depth. Like, I wouldn't mind even more depth, but I think another guy that'll help out with the core would be either a right winger or a big-time defenseman to help with the future of this team. So, of course, we don't have any projected overall, which kind of sucks ass, but Adam Bennick is always pretty good. He's a two-way forward. He's always pretty good that I've seen in the games, but we'll see if he is that good again. We really don't need a two-way forward, though, with how we got Joel Eriksson Ek and everything like that. So you got Gavin, playmaker, center left winger. You got Potter, which honestly, like a center like Gavin wouldn't be a bad idea. So I wouldn't even mind that. But we got Matthew Schaefer. But once again, like I don't want another like medium top four because we got Ryan Rourke, we got Carson Lambos. If anything, like a right-handed defenseman would be more up my alley, like a Luka Radjovic, who had 57 points in 68 games. Pretty good. Would he be that good pick at that 13th overall selection? But if anything, I'm hoping one of the top 10 guys kind of get dropped down to us. Like if we could get like a Caleb or even the right winger here in the Swedish guy, that'd be an amazing pickup. We also got to be careful who we pick as well, because we want something that's a little more local. You know, a guy that might want to stay on the team. BC's not that far away from Minnesota, so that's not even that bad. Or even Logan Hensler would be an amazing pickup. He's a Minnesota boy. But let's start this. So let's take a look. Hang on. Maybe, could we do a trade or something? Move up in the draft. I don't think any of these teams are going to really want to... whoa. You trying to fucking take Boldy off me? Get out of here. Get the hell out of here, bro. Come on. Who do you think I am? Z-Boom? Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Washington, nothing. Montreal, nothing. What about Vegas? Vegas. Nothing. Detroit. Nothing. Oh, yeah, that's Ottawa's pick. That's the one that Ottawa gave up. Yo, Breeze, how's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good day so far. Yeah, let's just start the draft. I think we go with 13th and just go with what we got. Just roll with what we got. I don't think we need to make any trades either. I think majority, unless we want to trade away Trennan. Oh, Trennan jumps up to that? Oh, admit this is Middleton. Oh my god, he has no movement clause too. Oh my god. Oh, I'm doing amazing. I'm only seeing it from the Reddit post. Awesome. Well, welcome in, bud. Hope you're having a good day so far. Playing the brand new HLM 25, which is a goddamn masterpiece. So damn good. We're just getting into the first off season here with Minnesota. Just getting in the first one. We didn't do very well first year. We didn't make it in. I kind of want to get rid of Trennan to make some more cap space, but we are getting Parise and Suter's contracts kind of backed up a little bit, so I don't think we need to worry about it too much. Hagen's going off to Vegas. That's crazy. Good pickup for Vegas. Oh, my God. So we'll get off to our pick, and we'll see what we got. So Hagen's, Frundell, Misa going to Chicago, Martin going to San Jose. A lot of big East Coast on. And Nashville gets Roger McQueen, I mean. God, they are going to be stacked. Okay. So, let's see who we could pick up here. We got the Russian and Ivan Roybikin. Roybikin? Another Russian. Wouldn't be a bad idea, man. That could be like a huge top line with Kaprizov and him being up on that top line. I think that might be the way to go. Like, I don't want a center left winger. I know a little basketball more. Oh, yeah. Well, more than hockey. Actually, no. David Lewandowski. I had him another franchise mode later on. Oh, nice. Yeah. Honestly, I bought HLM 25 on legit, like, both. On phone and on PC. Because PC's more for, like, making videos and stuff. And then you got, like, other, like, my phone is more for, like, chilling, playing on it. Okay, so I think, yeah, I think he's the best guy to go with it. Roy Bikin. Roy Bikin might be the guy to go with. Offensively, he's the best. Yeah. We might as well go with him. Center right winger, 66 overall, top 6. I like the pick. I think that's going to be a pretty good selection at our at that area there. Probably the best guy to go with. We'll see who else was kind of there, but I don't think we were missing very much. The goaltender, I guess, but we already have Jesper Wallstedt. Gavin, oh, what the fuck? Oh, and he goes to Nashville. Oh my god, dude. No way that he was elite. No way, man. That's a sack of shit. Sack of shit, man. We do have a right-handed defenseman, which we do need. An offensive defenseman, but that's still not a bad guy. And he's an American boy. Either that or Hunter. I almost kind of like Trethaway here. I've had him in other ones, and he's pretty good. We do need a future right-handed defenseman. We don't have very much. An offensive defenseman we don't have very much of. It's either that or going with Henry here, which is a green, but that might just be like a green top 6, which majority of the time it is at these picks. But we do have the 47th, so we could just select Trethaway, which I think will be a good pickup. Medium, top 4, great pickup. And then we have the 47th pick anyways, which they choose Carter Bear, and we'll just choose Henry Buchowitz. So yeah, top 6, but still high. That's great. At a 62 overall, so that gives us another right-handed defenseman. So we're good. Pretty much exactly what we wanted, but for not getting a goal scorer is the only thing that we're not able to get right now. Is a good goal scorer. So we could maybe try to take a risk on one of these red guys. Cornforth, 59 overall. We got a lot of Riker Lee. Maybe that might not be a bad idea. He's played pretty good with Regina. Yeah, you know what? Let's give him a try. Riker Lee. Hey, not bad. Low top 6. Maybe it could be something. Getting into our 4th round pick here. Kessler's actually pretty good. I knew him as well. Nikita Kessler. Top 9 sniper. And then for our last pick, I think just picking up somebody that could be a good gamble. We haven't really scouted very much, eh? Not much in the later rounds for us, so. Alan Noble. Actually, not bad for the last pick. So, pretty good draft here. First draft for me. We got basically old prospects that I think will be ending up to be pretty good players. Ivan Rubikin, center right winger, playmaker, could be a future top line guy for us. Trethaway, right-handed offensive defenseman. We've got Henry, right-handed top 6. So I like that. That's a really good draft for us. That was pretty good picks. So we'll sim to the contract extensions here. And I'm going to take a quick leak. Because I can feel my bladder being filled up with this fucking energy drink I'm having. So I'm going to go use the leaker. And take a quick tinkle. And then we'll be back to, I don't know, play a little bit more. All right, I'll be right back, guys. We are back in this motherfucker. Alright, we'll probably do the off season, maybe get a little bit of the next season, and we'll probably call our quits. How long have we been going for? Hour and one? Eh, not bad. Hour already. So Mark Rossi. I only usually like going one more year than what they're asking for, so I think 2-year contract is going to be kind of a pain in the ass to deal with, because once he's a free agent, I mean, we got to do a little bit more because Kaprizov's a free agent. I think if we do 2 years, that'll be perfect. And we don't have to worry about making room for him until later on. We get him for 4.987 for Marco Rossi. I don't know about Kane. I would love to get him back, but with an 85 overall at that age, he's going to definitely drop pretty easily down to like probably an 82 is my guess. So is he really going to be worth even keeping for a year? I don't know. Morel was struggling for majority of this year. I would not mind keeping Jacob here. Defensively, he sucks ass, but offensively, he could give us a little bit of something, and we'll build some good defensive players around him. Graham Clark, that's the problem. Even we'll just sign him, and then if we want to trade him, we could trade him. But for right now, we'll just sign him. Because we got, what, only 9 mil? God damn, bro. I guess we had some extensions with Middleton. We can sign these guys to a deal, so get them at 3 years, both at basically the same type of contract. Ryan O'Rourke, Declan Chisholm, Pavel Novak. Honestly, I'd be even worth like taking a look at, because I absolutely know there's going to be some RFAs. And if we could get a pretty good RFA player, I'd be willing to go after something like that to make the team even better for the next year. Now, the problem is we're going to have to make some damn room for free agency if we're planning on doing an RFA. You got Bouchard out there. I mean, Booch. Stealing Booch from Edmonton? Oh, my God. You got Keandre Miller, Luke Hughes. Like, not many big forwards, but there's some big defensemen. Which I wouldn't mind. But we'll see if any of them get signed. I don't think we keep Kane. Like, we already got Zuccarello, who's probably going to drop this year. To have another guy that's going to be a little older. I mean, Kane could be pretty cheap. But he doesn't really want to come back. We would have to pay him a little bit more to even get him back on the team. So, for now, I just think we get some depth guys back on the team and just go with what we got. Go with what we got here. Did I want to sign anybody in the staff-wise? I don't think we're pretty good right now in staff. We're actually over our amount, so we don't really have to re-sign anybody until later. So I think we keep it the way that it is. Hopefully that our scouts develop a little bit better. So, alrighty. Well, let's get into free agency day. We're going to get in that shit pretty quick. Said the kid, and there we go. Yeah, Simon Bouchard is he's a free agent. So, what would be that compensation for him? It's either that or Keandre Miller, which he's pretty good defensively. Like, we got Brodeen and we got Middleton. They probably won't drop. We know Spurgeon's gonna drop. That's a guarantee, basically, that he's gonna drop, right? I mean, Bouchard would be with a 1-2 punch with Brock Faber. Like, holy shit. Like, that'd be insane. He's not going to bring much defensively to the team, but we could steal him away easily from Edmonton. We just don't have a whole lot of cap is the biggest issue with this whole situation is if we... Oh, my God, I'm punching my mic. I just don't think it might not be worth it right now to do something like that. Maybe we can make some deals where we can be like, hey, do you want to get rid of any of your players that you don't want, that you have to make some cap space for those guys. So, like, Let's take a look at Edmonton and the Rangers. I think those are the only two teams. And Buffalo. Buffalo has a lot of guys there. So let's take a look at a few teams. So Buffalo. Anybody that you want to trade away. So Brock Nelson, Connor Clifton. But they're not guys that are going to be cheap. I'll go block and find trade. Right? They're not going to be cheap players to pick up. So Connor Clifton's going to cost us like a... Yeah, I don't want to trade away any of those guys away. Edmonton. They do want to trade away Matthew Savoy. They do want to trade away Nuge, but he has a full no movement, so we're not going to be able to pick him up. I don't want Nurse. Having Enrique's going to drop. Ty Emerson might not be a bad idea, but... Nothing really there that's really appetizing me. And then the New York Rangers. Vincent Trocheck, but he has no movement. Jatil, but he's another 2A forward. It's not the guy that we really need. What should we do? I think, first of all, I want to clear up some cap. So Trennan, out. Just to give us a little bit more cap to play with. Because I want a goal scorer for depth. And some defense of guys, unless we want to play Merritt this year, which he might jump up. But from the times that I've seen, they don't really jump up a whole lot. So I think, if anything, maybe a defenseman and a sniper. Because what do we got out there in free agency for wingers? We got Jeff Skinner. But I don't know if it would be really a guy, especially we'd have to sign him for 2 years. If anything, I would want a guy that we could sign for like a year, like a Riley Smith. That'd actually be kind of perfect. He might drop though, but be pretty cheap. Everything else, like if you try to go after like a Daniel Sprong, right? Like that's going to cost us a decent buck to get Daniel Sprong on the team. And we don't want anybody that's going to like be long term. So I think, if anything, Riley Smith for a year, right? Do Riley Smith, and then you pick up a defenseman, and you do a like a Brian Dumoulin. But I would almost want somebody that can actually play a half decent game, maybe actually move the puck a little bit more, like a Mike Riley. But Mike Riley, we would have to pay some money for. Could do Ryan Lindgren, but that's expensive. We don't have the money for that. Unless we go after like an Adam Bachquist. Since Florida is guaranteed not going to be either that or Eric Branstrom, but I think Adam Bachquist would actually be a better pickup. And then I don't know about Bogosian or what we're going to do with him, but what can we, how much would that be just to pick him up from the team? Yeah, we'll just offer sheet him. So let's trade away Trennan. Let's get rid of him in that contract. Because it shouldn't cost us too much to get rid of him. A 7th. Yeah, we'll just trade him off to San Jose. Trennan's gone. We get that cap hit off the team. Now let's just jump in the free agency day. So the guy that we want to get is Riley Smith. That's the guy that we do want to sign on to the team. We'll see if we even get him. We'll throw $3.1 million at him. We'll throw a modified no trade clause at him as well, just to kind of entice him a little bit more to come here to Minnesota. Defensively, I think we're just gonna do Mike Riley. We were gonna do Adam Bachquist, right? So I don't think we're really gonna have to pay very much up for him. Like if we do even something a little cheaper, what would that be at? For that. Okay, so same. So we might as well do a high interest. We'll throw a 3rd at him. throw a third at him. Should be good. I think that's really all I really want to do for pickups. I don't really want to get too crazy with the pickups. I think Riley Smith and Adam Bachquist are nice 2 pickups. And Adam Bachquist, we get him. We have tons of third-round picks, so I'm not too angry about losing one. And Riley Smith also signs with the team, so that's awesome. So we get both Riley Smith and Adam Bachquist on the team. So if Spurgeon drops, that means we can move up Bachquist, gives us a little bit of an offensive defenseman, maybe even a guy that we can develop into somebody, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to see what we can do with Bachquist. He's been kind of a guy that's been going all over the place. Let's see how well we can get him going here in Minnesota. I'm kind of interested. We still have 2.5, so we could even pick up somebody depth-wise, like a good defensive forward. How much money do we have again? 2.5. Boris Kachuk, not very good defensively. We got Andreas Janssen, Frederick Olofsson, Oop Kubel. Oop Kubel actually wouldn't be a bad idea, just for a year. So Oop Kubel will do. I think that's really about it. Oh, Ottawa gets fucking Sidney Crosby. That's kind of nutty. Okay, so Oop Kubel, welcome to the Minnesota Wild. So just some small moves, nothing too big. I think that's basically the way that I want to keep it here with Minnesota. Like, we could go out and do some crazy fucking moves and get some crazy good players, but I think basically with this team, we're waiting on our young prospects. We should be doing the smart thing and just draft very smart and Dylan, oh my god, I cannot speak English. Just very smart. We need to make some very smart picks, right? Especially if we didn't have the year like we did. Why would we go after Evan Bouchard and pay like a buttload for him, right? Like, you take a look at, like, well, I mean, if we were, it would be a lot of draft picks for Evan Bouchard, and that's 7.7 million when just trade away Trennan. We only got 6.6, unless you want to try to trade away one of the big guys, Brodeen or Spurgeon or something like that. But you take a look at those guys' contract clauses, you got a modified no movement or no trade clause on Spurgeon. So we could trade him whenever. Just that contract might be a bit of a pain. Brodeen has a full no movement. So, and Middleton, I'm pretty sure, has a full-blown no movement too. So, oh, he doesn't. No, okay, we could trade him whenever. So, but I think right now we just kind of go with what we got. We don't do anything too crazy. And, yeah. Try to just stay calm with the team. I think is the best way to go about it. Try to push, but don't try too hard, basically. So let's start off with the Hall of Fame. Of course, Jaromir Jagr. Jaromir Jagr is going to be an easy. Joe Thornton, easy. Cujo, I want Marlowe in. Those guys are all easy. But they got Jagr, Curtis Joe, and Joe Thornton. All get 100% of the votes. Okay, so let's keep her moving. Eric Gustin, okay, for Henry. Ryan O'Reilly. No, I do not want to trade away any of my prospects. SAG coaches and GMs can't get in the Hall of Fame. That would actually be honestly really cool. I would like to see that too being added into the game. I would like to see that. I'm even like happy that they even added in a Hall of Fame. I think that just like makes it very, very cool for like your long-term franchise modes and stuff. To be able to see the Hall of Fame. But yeah, coaches and GMs, I would like to see that as well. Honestly, that'd be really cool. So new season, let's simulate a few days, and then we can see all the development. So Liam Ogren, he's already ready to go for the season. 80 overall, that's a great big jump from him. Riker Lee jumped up by 5. Noble, Henry, Caden Banker also jumped up to an 80 overall. So we're getting some prospects kind of going for this upcoming season. Jacob jumped up. Merritt. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Even Rybukin even jumped up a little bit. A lot of our guys. And then we did get some guys that dropped. Milton dropped by 2. Foligno dropped by 2. Spurgeon. Oh my God. Everyone that we did not want to drop, dropped. But at least we got Bachquist. Oh, he went from elite to a top 6. Oof. Oh, well. Still pretty good. Still pretty good player. So we could do him with Ryan O'Rourke, which he'll be making his debut probably this year because I think that's probably the best guy to throw in there now. Now we got Banker and Novak who are also ready from our prospects. Oh, whoopsies. Didn't mean to do that. Am I out of my energy drink? I think I am. To my water. So, I mean, this year, I definitely do like a lot of parts of the team. I think, if anything, like, I don't know really what I want to do with Banker and Novak. I think this year playing them another year in the AHL probably won't hurt them. I think if we go and continue just to do that with those guys, because, I mean, I would like to play Ogren this year. I think Ogren doing that would actually be not that bad of an idea to see if we could get him developed. Graham Clark will be an exciting player this year to see in the lineup. I think we try to change him to a sniper, which is what we're going to be focusing on doing with him. Yeah, we have $2.2 million in our cap. There's still a lot of players available free agency-wise, which we're going to add an expansion team in this, too, just to eat up a lot of these other guys that are still in free agency. Which we could pick one up to even make the team deeper, but I think we're just going to kind of go with what we got. I don't want to make any more moves. Like, if anything, like, I wouldn't mind cleaning up this defensive core. We need a lot of improvements with a lot of these players, which is kind of the unfortunate part. Like, you kind of wish you could kind of continue to go all in for it. Like, as Kaprizov, we could lock him up, which I think we definitely do. We do that with Kaprizov. We're going to lock him up immediately. We're going to throw a new movement clause on him. $7.9 million for the next 8 years. I will easily do that for you. I will easily do that for Kaprizov. Get him locked up for the future, and then we don't have to worry about him. So this year, prospect-wise, we got Victor Fedorov. We got Mickey Burchild. We got Gavin McKenna this year. I don't know if we're going to be able to really have any of those big-time picks, but you know, let's get into the season. I want to do a good bulk of the season, too. So, I think we're not going to do any moves. I think we're just going to keep the team that we have. If anything, we can maybe get another depth forward here to help out with the team a little bit. Get like a Chris Tierney. And we could do that. Same with the defensive core as well. I think we already got some pretty good defensemen just for the AHL, though. Get Lucas Johansson. And we'll simulate to the start of the season. So Carell did sign his extension, so 8 years at basically almost $8 million, which I think is a fucking steal for Kaprizov, to be honest with you. That is a crazy good deal. There's some good defensive players we could try to claim, like Victor Soderstrom wouldn't be a bad idea, but he's not really jumping up very much, so. Yessi Yolinen, but we really don't need any big waiver pickups, so. How did everyone do? Banker did really well in the preseason. Holy crow. That's what I mean. It's almost like kind of tempting to even just trade away Goudreau and just throw Banker here for this upcoming season. You know what I mean? Like, defensively, he's not that bad. We do lose a pretty good defensive guy in Goudreau, but it's, like, not even that big of a difference between their defensive awareness. So, maybe we just do that this year. We throw Banker up there. We keep Goudreau, and then if Banker's not doing very good, we could trade him or whatever, right? So, I think that's the way that we go. We can do Ukubel depth-wise. Everyone else can go down. Even Merritt's ready this year. So we got a lot of guys that are kind of ready to go. But they're just on the cusp, but I don't really want to play them a whole lot. So yeah, those three guys need to make it through waivers. Goaltending. We can add one more goaltender, I guess. Oh, I actually wanted to do... yeah, I'm gonna change one setting is the raw. No, what setting was it again? It's the roster limit. Because the game, for some reason, it always has problems with too many players on a team. So we're just going to turn that off. Because teams have a fucking problem with going over the roster limit. And then they just, I don't know, they seem to bug out. And you can never make trades with some teams. So, because of that fact, we'll get Grubauer on the team. And I will send him down. Send him down. Okay. So we're going to do the lineups this year. We're going to try Kaprizov, Rossi, Bali this year. Zuccarello, Eriksson, Hartman. I like... Oh my god, excuse me. No one we could even do is do Riley Smith up with that line. I'm actually kind of happy that Riley Smith didn't even drop. I'm actually very happy about that. He had 39 goals this past year for the New York Rangers. So I think he's a pretty good pickup to help us out with some goal scoring this year and then do Hartman, Local, and Ogren. I mean, even with Smith down there with Ogren and them could give us some pretty good offensive production. So, but we'll keep Hartman with those guys. We'll see how that kind of goes. If nothing good happens, then we could change things up. Brock Faber really didn't jump up, which kind of concerns me. But I think we'll keep it all like that. And I think that's the way that we're going to start this second year up with the Minnesota Wild. Probably go up until the deadline. We're probably going to call our quits after this year. Is what we're going to exactly do. But for right now, let's get into the start of your 2025-26 season here with the Minnesota Wild. We're hoping for a little bit of a better season, but I don't have much optimism with this team, to be honest with you. I really don't. It's going to take a lot of trying with this team this year to get themselves going. And the top lines are actually doing pretty good. Riley Smith is pretty hot to start off the season. So 3-4-2, definitely not a great start. We'll simulate 2 more games to see what we do. Jacob Middleton's back in the lineup. How's Ryan O'Rourke doing with more minutes? Ooh, actually pretty good. Pretty damn good. But we lose fucking Spurgeon to an injury now, too. Another win, okay. Bet. How's kind of everyone doing in the first few games? Kaprizov, Baldy, awesome. With Rossi doing pretty good. Zuccarello, Smith, Eriksson, Ek. The depth is not so great. Logren has not even produced a point. And Bankier wasn't even that good when he did play. Goudreau was definitely a lot better than him. And maybe we play Jesper Wallstedt a few more games because, I don't know, Philip Gustafson's just feeling like he's not the guy right now. We'll try Smith with Ogren and Local. We'll see how that goes. Jacob is actually jumping up quite well. So I kind of want to get that third line kind of going a little bit more. See what that change does for the team. And then another injury. We could just not stay healthy right now. Mario Fierro. That's actually a pretty good defenseman. That would actually help us a ton, but we're trading away Danya. We're trading away Danya and Jake Pert, which I don't want to trade away any of our big prospects right now. We're aging. We're not like that great of a team. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to trade away any of our guys. That's going to kind of worsen the development of this team. Keep on developing that with Ryan O'Rourke. Finish that up. So 9-4-3 here for the Minnesota Wild. We are actually doing really well right now. Ryan O'Rourke was doing really good with a lot more minutes, so I really want to continue playing Ryan O'Rourke more minutes. With how well he's doing. And Philip Gustafson's playing pretty good. Jesper Wallstedt, on the other hand, not so hot. Ogren finally got a point, but he's not really doing a whole lot right now for the team. Yeah, we could develop Rubikin a little bit more, actually. He was our new pickup, so develop him a little bit. I wonder if we can get anything specialty tree-wise. I don't think we could actually do anything. You actually can buy a little bit. So Belgaren. So we got Negotiator. That's actually pretty good. She don't mind that. If we could get that gem thing unlocked. Yo, Raptors, how's it going? You haven't streamed in a long time. It's been about 2 weeks, I guess, now that I haven't streamed. But no, I've taken a long break before that. But yeah, I'm kind of a little bit more back streaming now. Trying to, at least once a weekend. Getting a little bit of a stream in. Felino's finally back in the lineup, so that's good to see. Felino, yeah, so we can play him there. Okay. So Rossi, Boldy, the second line not doing too bad. Smith with Ogren. Ogren's just really not playing that hot. That's kind of my worry, is worsening his development. He's just not playing that hot. He's not doing bad defensively, though, so I can't really complain about him. As we're 12-5-5 to start off the season. But remember last year, we had a great start of the season, and then we just really kind of shit the bed last year, so it's kind of the part that concerns me. That top line's insane. Kaprizov, Boldy, Rossi. Even we're having a great time with that second line with Zuccarello, Eriksson Ek, and Hartman. Smith hasn't been scoring a ton of crazy goals, but it's not like that third line hasn't been really shooting or scoring a whole lot anyway, so maybe we change that up. Change up the depth a little bit. Gustafsson's playing great. Jesper Wallstedt on the other end, not so much. Brock Faber playing great defensively. Bachquist, Ryan O'Rourke is doing amazing with Spurgeon, Brodeen, Milton, and Chisholm. So we'll throw Felino up there with those guys, and see Ogren could do a little bit better with those guys down there. And we'll keep developing one of the lower overall guys. What can we develop? He's a power forward, so his hitting, what's his hitting? At 72. Defensive awareness is not the highest in the world, but we can get his passing up a little bit more. Might as well. Might as well. So we lost 3 games in a row there. Philly we got coming up. We do get some big wins there. Holy crow, we're actually not doing that bad right now. We're actually playing pretty well. Michael Bunting. Oh man, that would actually be really good, but no. So I want to keep the team young. Keep making smart moves, not trading away any of our young guys. Develop our young guys into really good defensemen. We're 27-5. We are having an incredibly good start to the season. But once again, we got to continue this. Got to continue what we're doing. Kaprizov and Baldy and Rossi are just a combo that are unstoppable. And then you got Zuccarello, Eriksson Ek, and Hartman. They're not scoring a lot of points, but they're playing pretty well defensively. We just need to get better depth-wise. Ogren's doing a little bit better with Goudreau and Clark. Clark's just not really producing anything at all. Gustafsson's been playing red hot lately as our starting goalie. And we're getting some pretty good numbers from our defensemen. I'm really loving Ryan O'Rourke right now. He's been an incredible addition to that defensive core. Ogren's out with an injury now. So, Bankier, you're getting in. Okay, well, let's continue on going. 8 wins in a row, 9 wins in a row now. Fucking hell, we are absolutely just kicking some ass right now, dude. Holy crow. As we got 10 wins in a row, and we finally took a loss. Matt Boldy has just been fucking nuts, man. Not that we could really develop anymore with him. 22, 8, and 5. Like, what? This team is absolutely nuts this year. Absolutely nuts. Like, I was not expecting us to even be this good this year. I was thinking, oh, you know, probably going to have another kind of mediocre season. You know, we'll see how things kind of go this year. But I don't know, man. This team is really kicking some ass. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, our defense core is not that crazy. Maybe we're just playing a lot better with Ryan Rourke being added in this year and taking up Bogosian, not going with as many defensive defensemen. Maybe we're actually able to move the puck a little bit more up the zone, which I think is kind of the biggest case. But, I mean, that top line has been nuts for us this year. Absolutely fucking insane with the way that they've been playing. Right? Kaprizov is doing really good this year, 56 points. Baldy just following him. Rossi doing great. Zuccarello, Hartman, Eriksson Ek, Riley Smith playing not bad. The depth just needs to be a little bit better. I think if we pick up a good playmaker, not like an Algren playing there. You know, Algren wasn't bad until they got injured, but a lot of our younger guys that are down there are not playing great. And Goffson's just been awesome this year. Jesper Wallsted's been but it's his first full season as a backup, so we just got to continue doing what we're doing right now, man. We're winning some good games. We're playing pretty good hockey. Cam Fowler. Just for that. That'd bump out Ryan O'Rourke, though, right now, and he's playing pretty good. We're having a pretty good team. I really don't even want to make any big deals. That room with the gel of this team that we got going on right now. Who do I want to develop next? We haven't developed Z Boom in a bit, so we can get his defensive awareness up a little bit. Let's get past the All-Star break. Liam Ogren. How's Bankier doing? I want Ogren back in there. Went against the Edmonton Oilers. Best line for the HL team. Another prospect that we get to develop now. Really hate Charlie Schrammel. Might as well. Well, let's get a defenseman. Let's either Kiwi Harvey. Let's do Kiwi Harvey. He'll be quick to develop a little bit. Get him up there. 27, 10, and 7, man. We are actually having an insane level season this year. We are playing way past what the hell I was thinking we were going to do. But I think it's just that top line. Like, you have such a great, you know, combo of Kaprizov, Rossi, and Boldy. Like, you could really do anything. And we didn't make a lot of big moves at the deadline. We were like, you know, the free agency day, we were like, you know, let's just take what we got, see what we could run with. And this team is really jumping up and really doing good, so that's making me quite happy. Rabukin played great in the World Juniors. That's awesome. Kiwi Harvey also did pretty good. Devils, and oh wow, so we finished off that month not amazing, but still we're at the top of the division still with that, you know, a little bit of a weaker month. We still played quite well, put up quite a good record. We take a look at the lineups. Kaprizov, Baldy, and Rossi slowing down a bit, but still playing great. Like, I can't complain anything about that. Zuccarello, Hartman, Eriksson Ek. I think if anything, maybe even improve that second line a little bit, and we could get a goal scorer, like throw Riley Smith up there. But even then, Riley Smith has actually been playing quite well with Loco and Marcus Foligno. Marcus Foligno is just not producing as much as what we kind of want him to produce compared to other years, right? Goaltending-wise, Guffson, 923. Take a look at the defensive core. Ballquist, Brodeen, Ryan O'Rourke has just been insane this season. Milton's been kind of the weaker guy. Like, if we were to improve anybody, maybe give him a trade and try to really improve ourselves defensively if there is a big defenseman out there. But Guffson's been insane this year. Like, he has been incredible here for the Minnesota Wild this year. Let's get to the deadline, and then we can take a look at if we want to make any trades or kind of keep the team the way that we got it. I want to do another development on him as well, passing. I really want to make him an elite level playmaker. Alex Tuck. Another power forward, though. Don't really need another power forward. That's a first-round pick that we got to trade away. Like I said, I don't want to trade away really any first-round picks. That's, like, not really up my... Trying to work on it for 2 months now. I think that's probably even a sign of, hey, let's go after a defenseman. I think that's a pretty clear sign now. Patrick Laine. Ooh, wowzers. That's kind of tempting. That's actually rather tempting. To do a big blockbuster move to also go after Matheson as well. I mean, defensive awareness is kind of abysmal. But Laine is kind of tempting. 27 years of age. We'd have to trade away a first-round pick for sure to get him. Now would give us another goal scorer right now, like 30 goals. He could definitely easily play there. We could bump Hartman over here. Man, we're actually having a lot of players develop right now. Like, Lockie's jumping up. That's crazy, man. The development of this team has been nuts. Let's just keep the team the way that we have it right now. We'll get up to the deadline and then see what's available. Get a two-way guy. Kiwi Harvey's done developments. We could throw another development on him. Passing again, sure. But we know we're going to be guaranteed a playoff team. And we have a lot of first-round draft picks that we've gone over the past few years. So maybe trading away a first-round pick might not be a bad idea. Because who are we going to get with a late-round pick? Like maybe a top-9 guy. If we could pick up a player that we can play or re-sign for the next few years, like a Patrick Laine, you know, that might not be a bad move for us in mind. You know what I mean? Like, even a defenseman, like, I would like to pick up a defenseman this year to help with our depth. But there's not a whole lot to pick up from. But I think Laine is an easy grab. Right? Do they even have any other defensemen that they're willing to trade away? Not really. Just Matheson. That's the problem with Matheson, is Matheson doesn't have, like, he's not a great defenseman. Shot blocking is incredible. That's pretty high up there. I mean, we could relatively use a guy that can move the puck a little bit more. Like, you do take a look at our defensive core right now with our ratings. Good defensively, good defensively, good defensively, good defensively, offensively. Might not be a bad idea. We could do, like, a huge blockbuster move here with the Montreal Canadiens. Right, we can get Patrick Laine and Mike Matheson in the same deal. Might not be a bad thing. Right, they would want our first round pick at least. And then probably trade away a prospect. I want to keep Boom. Want to keep Yurov. Riley Haight. He's close to being a player that we could play this year. We do have some power forwards already, so I wouldn't mind trading away Kupalainen. And then we got to make some room for our roster this year. So even Banker or even Ogren wouldn't be a bad idea. But we need another playmaker too, almost. If we're going to be making this type of move. You know what I mean? Because who do we got for playmakers? Zuccarello. I think we're good this year. Oh, but Laine we could keep. Matheson, I don't know if we're going to keep him, but we don't even really need to add Bankier. Maybe we could just do Kupalainen at first for Laine and Matheson. Let's see. Oh, and it does go through. Okay. Wow, big blockbuster move comes through, shaking the Minnesota Wild up as we get Patrick Laine, who I am instantly going to sign to a contract extension. He has very high interest here in Minnesota. I think, funny enough, I think Laine actually didn't want to come to Minnesota. We'll do a modified no trade clause instead, because I don't know how I want to feel about Patrick Laine, but I mean 4.95 for the next 6 years for Patrick Laine. Fuck, let's go with it. Let's go with it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get him on the team. Send down him. New Kubel. Matheson now we could play in the lineup. So Matheson up with Spurgeon. Laine, baby. Let's go. So now we got Smith, Loki, and Hartman. But Laine with Zuccarello and Eriksson. Eck. I'm excited to see how Patrick Laine will do here in a Minnesota Wild uniform. This is kind of a scary team now. Like, low-key, this is kind of a scary team. This is kind of a scary team. I'm kind of surprised at what we got going here. Laine even signed an extension with us. How was Laine doing in his first 2 games in the Minnesota Wild uniform? Nothing of points, but we did take 2 L's, which kind of sucks ass. Nick Leddy now? I don't really want Nick Leddy. Don't really want him. Michael Bunting? Don't really need him. Tolavainen? We already picked up a goal scorer, so don't really need him. That's actually kind of crazy. Connor Clifton. I mean, could totally fucking replace Bachwist, but nah. No. I don't think we're going to make any other moves. I think relatively, I want to keep the team the way that we got it right now. With that move to get Laine and Michael Matheson, like, we traded away a first of this year in Kupalainen. We didn't trade away a whole lot value-wise, so I think, honestly, we're just going to keep the team the way that it is. I don't want to make any more moves. I don't want to make any more trades. I just want to keep the team the way that it is. Let's just keep her going. Of course, Spurgeon injured. So, let's keep her going with the sim. Let's get up to the end of the year, and then we'll probably end the stream there. And then probably in the next stream, we'll do the playoffs and everything like that, which hopefully will be next week if I'm not busy. If I am not busy, but I definitely want to get up to the end of the season here. Marcus Foligno with an injury. Holy crow. Good thing we made the moves that we did make. Laine not getting a whole lot of goals, but it's his first kind of time playing with the team, so we are losing a lot of games here. Okay. That's something to worry a little bit about. Laine, he's starting to produce pretty good. What's Boldy doing? Yeah. How's this line doing? Yeah. You know what? Let's do that. Laine, Smith, Loki. Let's fucking see how that kind of goes. We'll throw Hartman back up on that top line or that second line. Best lines. Winnipeg. We do clinch a playoff spot, but we're not finishing the year so hot, to say the least. Oh my god, I don't really care right now. Well, you know what? We didn't actually finish that bad. 4-5-2. We won the last few games of the season. We do take second place in the Central Division. Winnipeg just absolutely stomped their way throughout the end of the season there. But we finished the year off quite good, to say the least. So we clinched a playoff spot this year here in year number 2, which I wasn't really expecting. But when you have an insane season like you did with Curl, the real deal, Kaprizov, having 105 points, almost breaking his career high in goals, which is insane. Kaprizov, an insane level year. How was Laine? Laine wasn't bad depth-wise. He played pretty well defensively, so that's pretty nice. But you had Rossi, who played great. Zuccarello, Hartman, Laine, Eriksson acted pretty good. Riley Smith had a pretty good season. Loki had a pretty good season. The depth otherwise was pretty abysmal, but a lot of depth goal scoring. Faber even had 20 goals. Matheson, when we picked him up, he did pretty good. -8, but pretty well defensively. Spurgeon, not bad. Brodin, Ryan O'Rourke missed a good bulk of the season because of his injury. So he'll still be out of the lineup for the rest of the season. Maybe play a little bit in the playoffs, but we'll see. Guffson had an insane level season for the Minnesota Wild, maybe even Vezina worthy. But I'm really excited to see what we're going to be able to do here in the playoffs, which will be in the next video. In the playoffs, we're going to be going up against the Utah Hockey Club. So they're in Utah. Take a look at their lineup right quick. They got Nick Schmaltz, Barrett Hayton, and Clayton Keller. And then you got Gunther, Cooley, McKelly, Kerfoot, Krebs, Krause. So they picked up Krebs. Did they sign him? They traded. Okay. They even had to trade very much to get Peyton Krebs, which is a pretty good pickup, honestly. And then McBain, Josh Stone, and Stenlin, Shurkachev, Dursey, Zach Jones, which they also picked up as well. They were making some pretty smart trades. And then I got Ingram and Hoffner, which they also traded for as well. They had that cap. You might as well make room with that cap. And they also picked up Aku. Oh, no, that's not. I thought that was A2 Ratu. Okay. Well, there you guys are. That was 2 seasons done with the Minnesota Wild. I should have some videos of the Ottawa Senators coming out here very soon. But that was awesome. I'm excited to even have this team in the playoffs. That was pretty fucking good. I'm actually even surprised we improved that much. We played really well defensively this year compared to what we did last year, and we got, 10 more goals, so I'm excited to see what we'll do, but that'll be in the next stream, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. That was a blast of 2 hours, so hope to see you guys again. Thank you guys for tuning in, and